Somebody say, nevertheless. At thy word I will. Somebody say, I will. That's important. That's powerful, because you got to understand it's always your will that's fighting against the will of God. You may not understand it, but systematically, some things that have been built into us as people is that we're rebellious. I know you don't want to hear that. Hello, somebody. But ultimately, many of us, the problem is we think that what we do is always right, and we're never wrong. Hello, somebody. We always think we got the best answer. We've got the best solution. We know exactly what we're doing. And don't let us get a little age. Hello, somebody. They say ain't nothing like an old fool. Y'all ain't going to say nothing. Yeah, you can't tell them nothing because they 3 times 8 plus 7. Their daddy named James and their mama named Juanita. So they feel as though they've arrived and they know everything they should do in life. But here it is. God tells these professional fishermen, trust me. Do it my way. Beckon to what I'm telling you to do right now. And he says, okay, Lord, I'll do it. Verse number 6, and when they had, somebody say, had done this, it says it backwards in the old English language, had this done. But when they had done this, see, that's what messing a lot of us up. I ain't going to be before you long. We going to do what God tell us to do. We've got our own mindset. We've got our own mentality. I told you we think we know what we're doing. But can I tell you, if you are failing in life, if you're not successful in life, if anybody comes along with a better idea that can bring me up and out of my situation, I'm all ears. And so Peter says, nevertheless, we'll do it. And when they have done this, the Bible says they enclosed a great multitude of fishes, and their net break. My God, they begin to receive stuff. Miracles begin to happen. Things begin to bust through. Hello, somebody. That were going to make them prosperous people. And the Bible says, and they beckoned unto their partners, which were in other ships, that they should come and help them. And they came and filled both the ships, so that they began to sink. And when Simon Peter saw it, somebody say he saw it. He saw the miracle. He saw the power of obedience unto the will of God. I got to preach to you today, because God been putting in my head, and he said they like rats in a maze. Well, where you going with that, preacher? He said they're like rats in a maze. If you understand the rats in the maze, none of them know where they're going. Each one of them running their own course, running their own way, doing their own thing, thinking that they're going to be successful, only to bump into another wall. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Only to get to another dead-end street in life. And so I say, God, well, you got to help me out with this message, because they ain't going to like that, being compared to rats. He said, but I want to bless them. I want to show them, watch this here, that they've got to start learning some stuff. What do you mean learning? In other words, when they invented the maze, and they begin to test lab rats, they begin to put them in a test. And they broke them up into 3 distinct groups. You can have your seats. He broke them up into 3 distinct groups. And these 3 distinct groups were different in how they were tested. The first group of rats were put into the maze. And in the maze, there was no reward at the end. So wherever they started from and ended at, there was no rewards. They went from place to place and there was no rewards. And they found out that these rats took considerable amount of time to get to the end, to make it through the maze and to learn its turns, its in and its out. But the second group of rats that they placed in it, They put rewards always at the end of the maze. So when the rats begin to go through the maze and they begin to learn, somebody say learn. When they begin to learn, my God, where to turn. When they begin to learn what decisions they had to make at the right places, all of a sudden they would get to the end a lot faster than the rats that had no reward. I'm going somewhere. Just stay with me. Because God said, man, look here, I'm trying to bless you. I'm trying to do some stuff for you. And I'm going to do it, my God. I'm going to start giving you some rewards. I'm going to give you some incentives. I'm going to give you some stuff that's letting you know, man, you're making the right choices. What are you saying, preacher? I'm trying to tell you that so many of my God said you got to start looking for the rewards. But the rewards are only if you make the right turns, if you do the right thing and the right decisions at the right time. That's where the reward is. Look at a neighbor and say, neighbor, we got to make it. Now, now the third group, just to prove the hypothesis on this theory, they put them into the maze. And they tested all the rats for 18 days. And the third group that they put in, the first 10 days, watch this here, there was no reward when they got to the end. And since there was no reward, there was no incentive. There was nothing in them that made them want to learn and develop. Hello, somebody. And so they ended up wandering around in the maze like the rats that had no reward. But what he did was, after a while, after 10 days, he put a reward in the end. And so by day 9, all of a sudden, they made less errors. They made less turns. Hello, somebody. That took them out of the way because the incentive of receiving the right thing, for doing the right stuff, y'all ain't saying nothing. They got better and better. And by the end of the 18th day, they were doing as good as those that were receiving the award. What are you trying to say, preacher? I'm trying to tell you that God says you keep on doing it your way, but why don't you do it my way? Because at my way, you'll get a reward. Doing it my way, there is a prize in the end. Why is that important? Because we are in a problem. We're in a problem in the sense that we always like to do it our way. We have no, watch this, initiative to learn to do any better. Now, what are you preaching this for? Because you got to understand, for most of us, and I know this is going to insult some people, but I got to tell you the truth. Most of us, my God, we are already embarking on 2 and 3 marriages. Y'all ain't going to say nothing. We already, my God, got 6 kids, and y'all looking at me crazy. I'm going to tell you the truth. You like a rat in a maze. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing, and you need some help in your decision making. So you might as well quit acting all stuck up and sophisticated. You don't know what you're doing. But Job said, when he's through trying me, see, so many of us, my God, the problem is we keep doing it our way. We keep doing what we want to do when we feel like doing. And we don't understand, and we have not computed like the rat. There is no reward in what you're doing. There is no satisfaction in what you're doing. You just like a rat in a maze. You keep going around and around in a circle. Okay, I talk to this half because I think this child over here don't like me. But see, I'm like this in life. I don't have time to play games. I don't have time to waste my living. I don't want my living to be in vain. See, when you leave this earth, man, you're supposed to have a testimony. You're supposed to have something that you've been able to accomplish in life. But there are too many people, my God, and I wouldn't mind it if you wasn't saved. But when you save and you say you love God and you're a child of God and you submitted to God, but yet you're doing your own thing, Jesus said, you need to take my yoke, which means you need to be submitted to me. and learn of me. There are too many of you, my God. You don't want God to put nothing on you. You don't want him to put direction in your spirit. You want him to put, my God, some ideas on what you should do and what not you should do. But look at a neighbor and say, neighbor, don't be like the rat. Yeah, I know I was going to get you on that one. You think you better than the rat. But scientists have proven you know better. They say you got the same traits as a rat. But the rat, watch this, see, I'm going somewhere. In this maze, watch this, I told you earlier, he was rewarded for the right turns. Hello, somebody. He was rewarded when he did the right stuff. So when they put him in the maze again and again because he was going for the prize, he thought it important enough. Hello, somebody. He thought it imperative enough. He thought it inquisitive enough to develop his learning and not keep making the same mistake. That's why you've been married 3 times. That's why you got all them kids out of wedlock. Y'all ain't gonna say amen, but I'm gonna preach it anyhow. That's why, my God, you keep on being on Section 8 and welfare, because you don't know how to make a good sound decision. But God said, if you acknowledge me in all your ways, I will direct your paths. Now, I'm not here to beat you up, but I'm here to clarify your problem. Hello, somebody. I'm here to straighten you out on why you keep missing it. Why you keep missing it? Because you haven't learned. What do you mean learn? The Bible says there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is the way of death. So what are you supposed to learn is that when God is trying to lead you and when God is trying to direct you and when God is trying to give you some spiritual insight on how to be successful, you should learn that your ways and his ways are not the... And so when it comes to the comparison between you and God, you don't even compare. The Bible says he's omniscient. He's omniscient. He's all-knowing. He knows the beginning from the end. He knows, my God, before you ever came on the scene, what decisions you was going to make. The Bible even declared that he knows your thoughts while they yet are far off. He knows that the devil going to put on your mind by that man, my God, that's no good and got a slick character and a no good disposition. He already knows what he holds. And God said, nope, I don't choose that way either. And so what happens is we keep on running into walls. We keep on running into dead-end situations that are getting us nowhere. Why is that? Because God says you got to understand something about the lab rat. He can't see over the wall. But the advantage that the professor has, who is like God, he has an aerial view. What are you saying? He's able to look down in the maze and say, I hope you make the right turn. I hope you go 3 more paces forward and you make a left turn and then you make another right turn. And God says, listen, I got the advantage over you. I know where you're headed. Why don't you listen sometime? Why don't you take some advice sometime? But you done, my God, got scarred in this world because people told you stuff they wanted you to do and it wasn't right. I understand man will mess you up, but God, he'll never lead you in the wrong direction. Hello, somebody. That's what you need to learn. But see, so many of us, my God, we sit there and we be debating with God. Like we debate with our friends. Like we debate with the people that are around us and on our jobs and in our family members. But you can't debate with God. Oh my God. God has way more wisdom. So for me, watch this, most of the time the things that I'm deciding to do has nothing to do with what I want to do. I just be trying to say, God, what are you saying? God, what direction you want me to go in? God, what is the answer to this equation? Are they good or are they bad? That's all I need to know. And so what you're supposed to learn, the Bible said that you're supposed to acknowledge him. Hello, somebody. In all your ways, and he what shall direct your paths. I'm trying to help somebody today because I'm seeing you 35 years old and you still ain't got nowhere. You get one car and that one get repossessed because you couldn't afford the payment, but you didn't know that, by God, when you purchased the automobile. You didn't know, my God, your address was going to change 6 times in 1 year. But I got news for you. God said, I know what you can afford and what you can't have. I'm going to leave that one alone. See, because we don't want to be honest. We don't want to admit that our address keep on changing. I know I'm coming straight down Silver Star. Yeah, I'm going to make a right turn on Pine Hills, and I'm going to take it out to John Young. And when I get to John Young, I'm going to make a left on Old Winter Garden, and I'm going to carry that to OBT, and then I'm going to make a right, my God. Yeah, in other words, I'm coming right down where you are. You shouldn't be moving that much. So y'all don't want me to talk about the practical, the everyday parts of life. What does it say to you if you constantly changing jobs? What does it say? What is it saying that if you're constantly moving from place to place? It's not God's will. I know it's not. Oh, you got to understand that some seeds in the Bible say you got to get planted. You got to get rooted. Oh, my God. You got to get stable. The Bible say a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. The problem, you're double-minded. You got a mind and God got a mind. But you think your mind is above God's mind. But I got news for you. You need to get rid of what you think. And so what God says, don't miss this. I'm getting ready to do something in this season of your lives. This is a promise from God. He said, now you got to understand that I'm finna do you like the third group of rats in this season. I'm getting ready, watch this here, to put some rewards on your obedience. See, some of us can be honest enough, and I made a mistake before and I didn't ask God before. I just went on what I felt like and what seemed right to me. But in this season, in this hour, I need God to direct me. And God says, if you begin to learn like the rat, that every turn is not the right turn. And that you don't know exactly what you're doing, but you got to have some help along the way. He said, what I'm going to do for you in this season, in this hour, he said, I'm getting ready to put some rewards. I'm getting ready to put some blessings. I'm going to testify. I'm going to let you know that the thing that you did was right. The thing, oh my God, you could have left that job and went to another. But I'm going to bless you right where you are because you did it in submittance and obedience and submission unto me. I'm going to bless you where you are. So in this season, in this hour, God says, I'm going to give you another chance. That's good news, saints. I know you 35. God said, I know you're wasting time. I know you're 45 and you don't want to keep doing this over again. He said, but what I'm going to do for you, you have to be like the rat. You got to start learning. You got to start getting a grip on your cognitive thinking. You can't think foolish any longer. You can't think the way you want to think. and feel like it's going to be all right. He said, but in this hour, in this season, I'm getting ready to put some rewards for you. There's a whole lot of you when you start doing the right thing and you know that you did it simply because it was all God. He said, before you go long, I'm going to bump you into a blessing. When you go, my God, see the rat learn at every turn where he should be at. He got a reward at this turn. And he knew, man, if I make a right turn, and I go down a little further, there's going to be another reward for me. Oh, can I tell you, you got to start getting some rewards. And this is what we're talking about. This is what the scripture said. He said, Peter, I know you think you're smart. I know you think you're educated. I know you think you know all about the fishing business. But trust me now. Trust me now. Lean not to your own understanding, but acknowledge me. There's a whole lot of you. My God, God says, I need for you to lean to me. I need for you to trust me. I need for you, my God, to get an obedient spirit. Quit being rebellious. The Bible says if you be willing and obedient, you will eat the good of the land. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm ready to start eating. I'm ready to start receiving. I'm ready to start doing better than what I've been doing. No more going backwards. No more going forward. No more taking wrong turns with the wrong people. Time out for all of that. I got to get the blessing of the Lord. God says, I need you in this hour to acknowledge me. You can't keep doing what you want to do and expecting success. But in this final hour, while you're in the middle of the maze, I need you to start obeying me. And this is what Peter did. Peter said, it makes no sense, God, but I'll do it anyway. I told you sometimes your will and God's will be conflictory to one another. Hello, somebody. I don't want to be by myself. And I don't want to have to raise these kids by myself. But I'd rather be, my God, in the house with a bunch of love than fighting and feuding like. I wish I could talk to y'all. Because there's some of you about to make some major mistakes. Because the way it look. Some of you think you can't make it on your own. I know what God gave me. But God said if you be still. Like he told Moses. Be still. Some of you get in a hurry. Anybody understand, man, when you're nervous and you're in a hurry and you're scared, sometimes the thing you're running from is less harmful to you than the thing you're running from. Because you are running to, in other words, you're running from the frying pan to the skillet. You're running from one relationship to the next. Oh, you don't understand. You got to be still and see the salvation of the Lord. And so he told Peter, he said, listen, man, I need you to thrust out into the deep. It makes no sense. It doesn't add up. It doesn't seem like there's a possibility that you're going to be successful. But he says, don't forget who I am. I'm the God of heaven and earth. I'm the creator of all things. And when he launched out, the Bible says that all of a sudden, because of his obedience, he received. Somebody say he received. He received more than enough. God is saying, I need for my people in this hour to be more obedient. I need for you, my God, to be more submitted. Quit bucking around and quit acting like things gonna be all right. You know you ain't in the will of God. You know when you're doing wrong. You know you ain't got no place and no business being with them. God says you got to get this thing together. I got rewards for them that are willing and obedient. So for many of us, God's going to start doing us like the maze. We're going to start doing little simple stuff that may not be all that sophisticated. But something gonna tell you, hello somebody, get on up and call so-and-so. Something gonna tell you, hello somebody, why don't you be nice to that supervisor on your job? You don't even understand they was getting ready to fire you. They was looking at your work and what you were able to produce, saying you really haven't been up to par. But because you was nice, I'm telling you, it worked for me. I bought my supervisor, my God, a sausage egg McMuffin and found out he was getting ready to write me up. But I start spoiling him. I start messing him up. Every morning I got 2 of them, I gave him 1. See, that's stupid stuff. But you got to get to that place. You got to get to that place in your spirit where you start doing the will of God. And it may not seem right. It may not make a whole lot of sense, but God knows what he's doing. At no season, no time can you find any of the patriarchs, amen, that was obedient to God, that did anything that didn't bring them a blessing. He told Abraham, my God, leave your kinfolk and go into a country. But guess what? I got a reward for you, Abraham. I'm going to make you the greatest in the nation. I'm going to reward you with more wealth than you ever seen before. You got to understand, my God, that when you start doing things God's way, God has promises attached. God has blessings attached. God has things, my God, that are waiting on you only for your obedience. But look at a neighbor and say, neighbor, we got to do that very thing. We got to do it. We got to do it. We got to quit being so rambunctious. We got to quit being so hard-headed. We got to quit being so thinking we so intelligent more than God. God said, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know the ins and outs of life. I know all about you. I know your mama. I know your daddy. I know your sisters and your brothers. I know everything about you from the beginning to the end. He told Jeremiah, before you was ever born, I ordained thee to be a prophet in the land. And you may look funny, you may look strange, but when you do what I tell you to do, God's gonna bless you. Look at a neighbor and say, neighbor, God's gonna bless you. God's gonna bless you. He's gonna bless you. He's gonna bless you when it don't look right, when it don't feel like. God's got a miracle waiting on you. And I like what verse 8, I'm through. I'm going to just let you go. I ain't through. I'm just out of time. Verse 8 says, don't miss this. This is for the people that will be honest enough and analyze themselves towards their character and their behavior towards God. Look at what verse 8 said. And when Peter saw it, when he saw the miracles, when he saw that God had blessed him, he repented. He repented. The Bible says he fell at the knees of Jesus. He fell down at Jesus' feet, saying, depart from me. I'm a sinful man. Y'all don't understand what that means. He was saying in his heart, I did it, but I really didn't believe. I did it, but I really didn't have faith. I did it, but I really seriously doubt that it was going to work out like you said it was, Jesus. So right now, you don't know what's in my heart, but I repent right now. Can I tell some of you today, you got to, oh God, help me, Holy Ghost. You got to repent. Ain't nobody business. You ain't got to let nobody know, but you know in your heart, I ain't done everything I'm supposed to do. I ain't done what God wanted me to. I'm I'm a sinful man. I got negative thoughts. I got negative attitudes. I got a nasty disposition. I'm rebellious in my spirit. But I repent right now. Oh, if I can get a few people that'll repent in this place, that will all cry out to God. God, don't even look at me. Don't even honor me. Don't even raise me up because I'm messed up. I thought I had it together. I thought I was sophisticated. I thought I was everything. I was to catch me out and the dogs bow out. But I ain't nothing. We got to repent. You know why? Because you should have been further ahead. Hello, somebody. You should have been, oh God.